in the Facebook and Twitter, as well as the website of Rappler. In the Rappler, it says, Panelo endorsed, spelling E-N-D-O-R-S-E-D, not I-N-D-O-R-S-E-D. Sanchez letter for executive clemency. And then it says, Chief Presidential Counsel, Presidential Spokesperson Salvador Panelo, handled several profile cases of private lawyer, including that of convicted rapist murderer Antonio Sanchez, screenshot from RTVM. Presidential Spokesperson and Chief Presidential Legal Counsel Panelo had endorsed, again, the spelling is E-N-D-O-R-S-E-D, which is an equivalent of recommended. The letter of the family of rapist and murderer Antonio Sanchez regarding his application for executive clemency, the Bureau of Pardons Parole said on Tuesday, September 3. At the second Senate hearing of the Good Conduct Time Allowance law on Tuesday, September 3, Chief Reynaldo Barang revealed that Panelo wrote to him on February 26 this year. Bayang read Panelo's letter at the hearing. While in the Inquirer Net that came out in Facebook and Twitter, it says here, just in, Bureau of Pardons and Parole Executive Director Reynaldo Barang reveals that Presidential Spokesperson and President Duterte's Chief Legal Counsel Salvador Panelo wrote a letter to him recommending executive clemency for ex-Calauan Mayor Antonio Sanchez. As I earlier said in the press briefing this morning, those articles are reeking with not only responsibility, but with malice. And it is libelous in nature because it imputes an act to discredit me in public and to tarnish my honor. In view of this, I'm filing a libel case against Inquirer Net, and the Rappler for publishing these malicious articles.
When will that be, sir?
Immediately, we're drafting now the complaint.
So by tomorrow?
Let's see if we can finish it.
Sir, what kind of cyber libel?
Cyber libel at the same time, the regular libel.
So what should be the right word? Kasi you're saying it's recommended, parang apparently you're opposing this
No,
word,
because
opposing endorsing.
Because, as I said earlier, the document speaks for itself. It was referred, in other words, the application was referred to the Bureau of Pardons and Parole for their evaluation. We have nothing to do with it. In fact, even Senator Gordon, so nirefer lang pala. So, but they're writing an article saying that I recommended. I did not.
Sir, sakaling i-retract nila yan, sir, tutuloy niyo pa rin ba?
Well, yeah, I demanded rectification from Net Inquirer, but I have not received any word from them.
Sir, but
I sent a text earlier about, I think just before the press briefing. I also texted Pia, and I told her no intervention. I explained to her, but she has not responded. She just said, got it. And writing an article about trying to make an innuendo about the Sanchez family coming here, as if we're that close. As I said, 27 years ago, I was one of the lawyers. And there was absolutely no family ties or friendship between us and them.
sir, but with that mere choice or even wrong choice of word, perhaps could merit a libel.
Yes, because people now will, in fact, people are saying now that I really did something about the so-called release. In the first place, the letter was not even in reference to Republic Act 10592. It refers to their applying for clemency. Nothing to do with the present controversy.
Okay.
Sir, yung letter,
I think it's about time that people like you, because me too, I was a broadcast journalist, I never wrote articles that will cast aspersion or impute any crime or defect or vice to any person, whether natural or juridical. And it's about time we put a stop to this. We should be writing accurately. Because, as we say in law, res ipsa loquitur, the thing speaks for itself. The letters expressly says, I'm just referring the letter. And when they said it was denied, I said, thank you for your prompt response. Nothing more.
Sir, why do you think yung family niya, dun sa letter kasi nakalagay na we will treat this with confidentiality and as former client yata yung nakalagay or being
I know, you know, to be very frank with you, I didn't even read the entire letter because if you will go to the, in fact I brought some folders, if you will go to my office, you will see so many letters piled up. I have no time to be reading everything, the attachment. When I read about a request for this and that, I just refer it immediately to the lawyers. It's the lawyer who is assigned to do the thing, to do the research.
even if it was a former client.
It doesn't matter to me because, you know, as I said, you cannot discriminate. Otherwise, you will also be accused of discriminating just because you were a former lawyer of 27 years. You cannot be acting in it when the policy of the president is precisely, you have to respond to all. Wala tayong pipiliin dito. Pag may sumulat, sagutin nyo. That's it.
Sir, ano lang, doon sa Senate hearing,
Yes.
with the plan of the Department of Justice Secretary to reorder or to rearrest yung mga napalayang mga convicted criminals of heinous crimes, what will the executive do as to help them relocate those inmates who are now at large after being released because of the GCTA?
Well, we will have to defer to the Department of Justice, what it will do with them. Because that's properly their territory.
I think Justice Secretary Guevara committed to Senator Lacson to rearrest those who are wrongfully released because of the wrong implementation of the GCTA law.
Yes, from the very start, that was why I said, if you recall, I said there should be a rearrest because they were not qualified in the first place. The theory advanced by one lawyer who said that you cannot do that because it's a penal law, it should retroact and benefit the inmates because since you already granted release, an erroneous interpretation of law cannot be invoked. And my response to that is, in the first place, they are not qualified. In other words, they did not follow the law. So how can there be a basis for so-called, you can no longer invoke?
Sir, last point. Any announcement of Duterte firing Feldon?
No, as I said earlier, when I talked to the president last night, he said, I will wait for the investigation of the Senate. That's what he said.
So whatever will be the recommendation of the Senate. But
He didn't say whatever. What he said is, I will wait for the investigation to be finished, and I'll wait for the recommendation before I make my decision.
Sir, si Presidente may specific orders ba kay former General Melegrito who was designated deputy or chief?
I have no info. I have no info on that.
Can you check on that?
Well, I'll ask him when we have our cabinet meeting tomorrow.
So sir, once the warrants of arrest ay na-issue at hindi nahuli at na-surrender, they could be considered as fugitives.
Ganun nga mangyari kung may warrant of arrest.
So we will wait for the announcement.
We'll just wait for whatever announcement the president
Sir,
will
pag
make
may
on the
warrant
matter.
of arrest na, dadalhin lahat sa court ulit yan?
Yung alam.
Pinapa-aresto sila ulit, sir. So, immediately ba, aresto na sila?
Ay, kung may warrant of arrest, then siyempre merong return ng warrant. Di sa court pa rin
Kailangan
pupunta.
pa ba yun, sir, ng warrants of arrest?
Yung alam.
Sir, court ang nag-i-issue ng
I will
warrants of arrest eh.
I will not be able to respond to that. Whatever the Secretary of Justice will do on this matter, we will leave it to him.
Sir, can you respond to Bayan Muna Representative Ferdinand Blanket? Kasi sabi niya, your referral letter might be taken as an intervention, especially coming from a presidential legal counsel to act favorably on the application for early release of his former client.
In the first place, it was not a referral letter to act favorably. The letter speaks for itself. It was an ordinary referral to them to do something about the request. That's for them to decide. We have nothing to do with it.
But the congressman said that it is no ordinary letter because as presidential legal counsel and spokesperson, he definitely carries weight and he has the ear of the president.
Oh, definitely there is no, in this administration, there is no such thing as influential person to the president. The president is very strict on just follow the law, whatever the law. Precisely, his instruction is to respond to all letters regardless. Hindi kayo dapat mamili. Kung sino sumulat, tulungan natin. I-refer niyo sa mga appropriate agency. Bahala na yung appropriate agency kung dapat tulungan o hindi.
Sir, pero hindi ba kayo worried na minsan may mga, alam mo na, medyo naive, medyo tanga na mga nasa ahensya, isipin nila the mere logo of the office of the president and the mere name of a Salvador Panelo, a presidential
I do not think so. Because
would consider it as misconstrued as endorsement.
no, I do not think so. In the first place, it is referred to the heads of the departments. They are responsible and competent and intelligent enough. Secondly, they know the policy of the president. No such influence whatsoever coming from any one of us.
Sir, doon sa letter ni Sanchez, ni Maymay, she said na, she emphasized na which dating yung former client niya si Sanchez, and then why did she indicated na this rest assured that it will be treated with utmost
Actually, I have that now that you are saying that to me, it's only now that because I said I do not read the entire letter. When I see that it's a request, pinapasa ko kagad sa mga abogado kung sinong ma-assign.
Did you not parang nag-doubt na bakit with
No,
confidentiality?
no, but precisely, I didn't read the entire letter. Pag nabasa ko lang na nagre-request ng clemency, diretso na yan kung sino ang abogadong i-assign ko. There are 3 lawyers. So I just assign.
Kung nabasa niyo lang sana, sir, na may nakalagay doon na confidentiality, tingin niyo, i-refer niyo pa ba rin?
Hindi, siguro sasagutin ko siya. Na irrelevant lahat yan. Basta I'll just refer your request.
So yung letter, did you also refer it to the office of then Presidential Advisor Bongo and the President?
No.
Kasi it is specifically mentioned.
No. I just refer it to the... Kasi, if you will notice, is why I wanted you to go up. Kasi palagi nila nga, refer it to the appropriate authority or kaya the Bureau of Pardons and Parole. Puro ganun lang sinasabi.
Sir, pero
Palaging respond and then refer.
Hindi ba yung lalabas, sir, na mayroong negligence on your part dahil hindi mo na binasa?
Ay, hindi nga. As I said, we cannot discriminate regardless of whatever letter coming from whom. We have to respond. Kung ano yung hinihingi nila, o i-refer namin, bahala sila kung sinong gustong gumawa ng aksyon. But kami, sa opisina, wala kaming authority, wala kaming mandate. Our job is just to respond, to refer to the appropriate agencies.
Sir, pero sa totoo lang, hindi ba mo ba naisip kahit saglit na nung pakakita mo yung pangalang Sanchez, tapos i-refer mo, iba ka pag-usapan, maging controversial?
Unang-una kasi, unang-una malinis ang konsensya ko. Pangalawa, 27 years ago pa, hindi ko man siya nakikita. So, ordinaryo sa akin lahat yan. Pag sinong lumapit, sinasagot ko.
Sir, nung nag-usap kayo ni Miss Marie Sanchez, nung anak, anong bigay niyo ng...
Wala, yun nga. Kung ano yung sinabi ko sa inyo, sabi ko, ganyan ang batas ay susundin natin dito. Yeah, kung mayroon ng desisyon, kung gusto nagre-request kayo, di-refer ko doon sa opisinang nag-aaral kung anong pwedeng dapat gawin sa letter niya. Yun lang. And that took us a few minutes.
Gaano raw ka-importante sana na ma-pardon yung tatay?
Ano?
Gaano raw ka-importante sa kanila na ma-pardon?
Wala namang binigay. Basta inano lang yung letter nila na nag-a-apply sila.
Sir, when you refer the letter to the Bureau of
Pardons and parole.
did you think na yung referral letter to that put pressure doon sa
No.
Bureau of Corrections because of the weight that na you carry the signature nyo also
No.
with the use of your
In the first place, my name does not carry a weight because precisely the President's policy to all of us, paulit-ulit niya sinasabi, walang sacred cow dito. Nakita niyo kung paano ako mag-fire. Kaya lahat kami, alam na namin yon. Walang makaka-impluwensya kahit kanino.
Sir, matanong ko lang, sir, hanggang ngayon ba naniniwala kayo inosente si Mr.
Yan ang problema. Hindi, I cannot also respond to that because baka bilagyan na naman ang kulay. So, since wala naman ako dyan, tapos na, may desisyon ng korte. And all lawyers always respect the decision of the court. Ganyan na yan.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sir, may
Very good.